Okay, more reinforcements. Chaff, range DPS, overall S tier unit, and fortresses. That is basically what I'm seeing here. My own mind is telling me, what can I do to really make his day bad? He doesn't have all that much damage against big stuff. I don't want to go into overlords against somebody who is playing with carry marksmen that already have anti-air spec. Neither do I want to go into phoenixes for the same reason. So my pick was fortresses. His pick is overlords because, well, it's definitely a good pick here. Overlords being put in on the sides. Definitely in a good position, so he's now going for tanks and overlords. He's not selling this rhino. I have a couple more levels here, but also this fortress is going to put a lot of damage onto certain units. I'm thinking what I can do. I already have some level 3 wasps, so I'm dropping some more wasps here. And my opponent is throwing range on the overlords. I'm throwing anti-air spec here onto my wasps, because I think that could be good if he is going for overlords. Although I didn't exactly expect him to put range into them already. Both sides left with just one rhino. This rhino completely and utterly useless right now. Overlords, definitely a good choice in my opinion. So now the wasps are coming in and they are distracting the marksmen to no end. However, the fortress is not doing its job killing this rhino. I guess it was too far on the outside, but I have some wasps left over and the Arclight here leveled, which means overall I now have more damage. And that means I can take the rhino down more quickly. Now the only anti-air that I have is a couple more wasps, but these wasps aren't actually that bad, and there's an amount, let's call it that, of chaff moving in. Under a tower debuff, it's actually enough. Some decent stuff here. I think Speed Specialist, if you're playing against carry Arclights, is like a must pick. I am picking Haste Module because nothing else really tickles me. I am not really counting on Fang production doing all that much. We are both in the end going for the Haste Module, and I really think at least he should have picked the Speed Specialist here. More levels on Arclights coming down. Some of these boys are now level 4. I guess this one was level 4 before as well. And he can soon hit level 5. Last rhinos being sold. So, yeah. The rhino time has officially ended. I'm picking Elite Marksman. For extra range, extra damage. He's adding his own wasps. And I am starting to add some marksmen of my own. And give them anti-air simply to deal with the overlords. And do I have... Oh no, yeah, I have 4 of them. I must have had one before already. Kinda didn't see that. So he's not defending against the smoke once again. He does now have a significant air force that is not going to be bothered by it. I am now trying to push through with my wasps. And I think I messed up in the sense that I thought I had range on these wasps. When I, in truth, didn't have range on the wasps. I had elite marksmen on them. So the boats are pushing in and they are taking my marksmen down. There's only 2 marksmen left, and under a tower debuff with some stuff distracting them, they are not winning this fight. Oops, oops, oops. Too fast. Barriers coming down for me, just for some extra HP. My opponent is passing. Of course, levels are coming down on the Arclights. Not that many levels, anyway. The Wasps here, however, yeah, they didn't accomplish much. Who is actually top DPS here? It's gotta be one of these Arclights, no? Second highest DPS last turn? Oh, this guy. Yeah, he's eating those tanks with a shield. So now Elite Marksman comes through. I'm still, at this point, hoping that the Wasps can accomplish the job. If I just clear stuff enough, and of course, if I clear stuff enough, the Marksmen are also going to be able to fulfill their duty of getting these Overlords out of here. He did draw even on upgrades. Oh no, he got range instead. And remember, I think at least, at this point I was thinking that I had range. I'm sniping one of the Wasp pack here. It's going through on tanks, but the tanks are being annihilated by the elite spec. Overlord here gets shredded. Overlord here gets shredded. However, this side, despite the smoke, is not looking even remotely as good. And now all of a sudden I no longer have wasps left, because, well, his wasps were better against mine. I do have units here, but it's no longer an actual army. And the marksmen aren't surviving this. There's one marksman here who's trying to accomplish the job. But under a tower debuff, he's not gonna be too happy, and the shield immediately gets evaporated. Both marksmen get AoE'd by the same, and even if not, this overload would have been too chunky for them. More upgrades coming out. My opponent is going for the Iron Blast, as am I. We are now in round 9, which is actually not bad. There's a lot of levels here. I'm fairly surprised that he's getting this shielded section here. I guess he knows that he can break through. I'm finally realizing, oh wait, I'm lacking the upgrade here. So I'm now picking up range. I'm also picking up the anti-air on the fortresses because it's cheap and it can really get a lot of value. He is instead going for the shield. So my wasps aren't all that much better against his wasps. Mostly this is going to be a fight with the wasp production now against my wasps. And I guess he doesn't even need to care about the shield because it just gets broken too quickly. My wasps are doing what they can, but they no longer have any support on the ground. And meanwhile, I didn't know this, but apparently level 2 boats can survive the iron beam. These boats have basically 0 HP. So this turns out to be an atrocious round for me. If these boats had gone down, of course, from the Iron Blast, that would have looked a lot more different. But, ooh, ouch. Right now, I'm kinda in panic mode. And this is reinforcement round. So, yeah. Panic, eh? I'm going for the Scorpion. I think, yeah, I sold it. My opponent is still thinking. He's going for the Scorpion as well. Scorpions are good against carry Arclights in my opinion. And definitely against the Fortress and everything else. I am in my, how should I put this? In not knowing what to do much in this situation, I'm picking up a War Factory. And I'm picking aerial anti-aircraft ammunition on the carry Arclights. I'm also picking up tank production because I'm thinking these boats need to be distracted for as long as humanly possible. Or I guess as War Factory possible. I couldn't pick up Missile Interceptor here. Otherwise I probably would have done that. But honestly that would not have been the right choice anyway. So what do we have? We have level 3 and 4 wasps back here against my level 2, 3 and 5 wasps. I'm dropping some more chaff because, well, I don't have that much money anyway. He's shielding. I'm not even sure against what. Maybe he's expecting fire or something. That is to say oil and then some firestorm callers or something. Would have been a decent move, I guess. But he doesn't have that much chaff anyway. I'm blasting all my money out. Both upgrades from the tower on both sides. He also has a Scorpion here to make my life more difficult. These boats are now level 3. And they are scary. My wasps are not surviving this a whole lot. But my Arclights are finally able to deal with the wasps. Which also have shields now, by the way. So the skies are being cleared mostly. Some tanks remain. And finally, this looks like it's turning around. And this is a decent amount of damage. But my opponent also has a decent amount of health. So this is not the end of the match just yet. Senior Attack Specialist. Very good in my opinion at this point in the game. Just get 30% more damage on your units. I think literally all of my Arclights leveled. And in the end, this is where it gets scary. My opponent is adding shields on the Fangs too. So I don't have that efficient clear against them, because Arclights, well, in the beginning, they do absolutely amazing against Fangs. And as the match goes on, they kind of get worse and worse if you make them carry Arclights, because you want these level 7, yeah, seems like level 7 is the highest ones. You want these Arclights to target the boats, the scorpions, and whatever else big stuff your opponent might have. I'm spending basically everything to try and prevent whatever I can. Smoke bomb is still there on my hand, as is the missile strike. Missile strike here, just to take out as much chaff that as I can. I can't take out any chaff with that missile strike, because it's all shielded. But it at least takes a hit of it, if you get what I mean. War Factory, of course, costing me 200 supply this turn, but I had the Arclights for scaling, so I'm not that supply dependent. Alright, let's see how this one turns out. Shields doing a good amount of work. My opponent's shields couldn't last. Carry Arclights do too much damage against shields. And the fight is going on. My opponent's ground army here is severely inhibited by the smoke, but he doesn't even have that much of a ground army anyway. Arclights are hitting, marksmen are hitting, boats are falling, and in the end, there is just too many carry Arclights. Tower goes down, Scorpion's in the smoke, so it can't get the tower, or even kill these Arclights, and that is just the game. This is carry Arclights, and I love carry Arclights. Yeah, all in all, what could my opponent have done differently? Well, I think I'm going to show you what my opponent could have done differently with the next free play. Let's just put it at that. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.